The case against Drew Peterson got a little bit harder to prove today. The judge banned a key prosecution witness who has some interesting testimony about Stacey Peterson. Mike Puccinelli was the only TV reporter to talk to that witness today.
Well, Walter, Scott Rosetto says Stacey Peterson told him she saw Drew Peterson on the night she believes Kathleen Savio was murdered. She says he was standing next to their washing machine. He was holding a bundle of women's clothes and he was dressed all in black. And she says he said to her that if anyone asked about his whereabouts that night, that she was to say he was home all evening. It's explosive hearsay evidence that the jury will never hear. That after the judge made a bombshell ruling. Army Captain Scott Rosetto was flown in from Germany to be the day's star witness in Drew Peterson's murder trial. But after sitting in the witness chair for just minutes, Judge Edward Bermilla banned his testimony in its entirety, saying he found it to be unreliable. I broke the news to a shocked Rosetto in the hallway after the judge's decision. I said, quote, "If you're not allowed to testify in this case, is it going to eat at you?" He said, "Probably a lot, because a friend of mine is gone. Because of a date. That makes a lot of sense," end quote. The date refers to when key conversations happened between Rosetto, Stacey, and police investigators. The defense says they were given the wrong date. That prompted an objection from the defense and an admonishment from the judge, who accused the state of fishing all over the place to find a date that's convenient, end quote. Rosetto said barring his testimony will help Drew Peterson get away with murder. He said, quote, "If I'm not allowed to testify, then Stacey's secret dies with her." He said he was looking forward to testifying and telling Stacey's story. He then lashed out, saying he feared the judge's decision would let Peterson walk free on a technicality. The spokeswoman for Stacey Peterson's family had been eagerly anticipating Rosetto's testimony.
It shows that Drew told Stacey to be his alibi, and what really happened that night.
As for the defense reaction to this, I was walking out of the courtroom holding an artist's sketch of Scott Rosetto. When defense attorney Joe Lopez saw it, he immediately broke into loud guffaws. I said, "Well, you think it's funny?" And he said, "Yeah." And then he made a reference to the movie Mission Impossible, talking about how the prosecution case was about to self-destruct. As for the defendant himself, I asked Drew Peterson about a rash that was all up and down the side of his face. I said, "Is that because you're nervous?" He said he couldn't talk to me, but then he did speak with his attorney, Joel Brodsky, who told me that it was because of scraping psoriasis. Live in Joliet, Mike Puccinelli, CBS 2 News.